Good morning, my YouTube viewers. It is Crystal here. This is the addendum video to my last video, which was lesson 5 of my free course on Introduction to IT for everyday computer users. And basically, in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a tour of my OneDrive account and then also a tour of my Google Drive account. And these are two accounts that I use on a regular basis to make programs. I mean, eventually, I've been using my OneDrive account for definitely 6 years now. Not my OneDrive account, my Google Drive account. And I've been using my OneDrive account to a lesser extent, but I'm starting to use my OneDrive account more than I had been using my Google Drive account. And the reason why is because Microsoft is the industry standard and I pay for Microsoft Office every month. And since I'm paying for Microsoft every month, I may as well use it. And Google Drive is free, but I have files on both OneDrive and Google Drive, and I'm going to give you a tour of my account so you can see them. So we click over here to my AVG browser, and then on my AVG browser you can see that I've got my OneDrive account called up. And next to my OneDrive account is my Google Drive account. So the thing about whenever you call up your OneDrive account, you get like a dashboard where you can access all of your files. And so they give you a sign saying get more storage. Obviously you can pay for more storage, but I try to keep my files. If I don't need a file, I delete it. I don't keep it forever and ever. And some people keep their files forever and ever, but I don't. The main programs that I use are Word and Excel, and I've made this course in PowerPoint. And I will say that previous courses I have made were in Google Slides, but Google Slides is free. So if you don't have any money, then you can always use Google Drive. But I will say that even though I pay for Microsoft Office, what can happen is you get a scaled down version of Microsoft Office in Google Drive. So even if you don't want to pay for Google Drive, even if you don't want to pay for OneDrive, you can still get a scaled down version of the Microsoft Office packages. And I don't know if you noticed, but while I was speaking to you, this update button came on. So that means that there's a new update to my browser. So at some point, I'm going to have to click the update button and my browser will automatically be updated. And the reason why you want your browser to be automatically be updated because it has more protections in it and it's safe because you have the AVG browser, which is the browser that I use. But I'm not going to do it right now. I'll do it later. But I just wanted to show that to you, that while I was speaking to you, I noticed that the update button came up. So you can see on my OneDrive account, you can see it's on the cloud because I give you a little cloud to let you know it's on the cloud. You can search for a file if you want to search for a file. And then you can set your settings if you want to set for the settings. And then you have like, you can click onto Word. That will give you all your Word documents. You can click onto PowerPoint. That will give you all your PowerPoint documents. You can click onto Excel. That will give you all your Excel documents. And you can click onto OneNote. I personally haven't used OneNote yet. I'll have to give it a try and see how it works. And then on the left side of my dashboard, I've got my name, my home, my files, what I've shared, recycle bin, and I can browse the files as well. And then so on the center of the dashboard, you have all the recent files that you've created. So you can call up your Word documents, your Excel documents, your PowerPoint documents, and your OneNote documents. Although I personally have never used OneNote, I'm going to probably have to use it and find out how to use it. And you can see on my dashboard, on my PowerPoint presentation, it says Intro to Computers, because that's what I'm using at the moment, is that PowerPoint presentation. And I also have a Word document that says Intro to Computers, or Intro to IT for Computer Users. I'm sorry, it's early in the morning and I'm tongue-tied. I also have Explore Statistics in R, which was a Word document. I've already finished working on that. I have a statistics lesson plan in Copilot. So basically, I called up a statistics lesson plan, but I think I probably deleted that file. And then I have Outstanding List 2014, and I think I deleted that. I think that what that was a spreadsheet where I kept track of everything that I was working on, but I don't use that anymore because I work on big projects now, and because I'm working on big projects, I think I just deleted it, but I used it a long time ago. I mean, I used it from the late 1990s until now, when I've deleted it at some point. Now, if you want to use the Microsoft apps, you see here, you just click on that little square with 9 dots on it, and you can see these are the apps that you have access to in OneDrive, and you get a scaled down version of these apps. So you've got Microsoft Copilot, which, I used to help me make this lesson. I didn't let Copilot write the lesson for me, but which some people do, but I think it's not genuine. If you allow a large language model to write a lesson for you, then you're not really writing that lesson. The large language model is. But I did ask some questions, and then so Copilot did actually help me to prepare the lesson, but I typed all the data into the Word document, and then I copied and pasted that information into the PowerPoint document, and also made pictures with Copilot. So that's a good thing about Copilot, is you can make pictures. You've got Outlook, which is your email, and you've got OneDrive, which is what I'm in now. You've got Teams, so if you want to have a meeting, you can go into Teams. You've got Word for your word processing, Excel for your spreadsheets, PowerPoint for your presentations, OneNote to take notes, but I've never used it. I've never used it, but I guess that's a to-do list. Family safety, I've never used it. You've got a calendar. I generally use a paper calendar for my personal things, and I have a calendar at work in Outlook. Clipchamp, never used it. Designer, never used it. Skype, they don't have Skype anymore. They did away with Skype last year, and so I'm a bit upset about that because I used Skype to phone my mother in the US, and they did away with Skype, and so now I just phone her on my mobile phone, and I pay my network provider £6.50 a month to ring her for 100 minutes a month. So that's OneDrive. Now we're going to go over to Google Drive. And so basically, Google Drive is the account that I had sort of been using before I really got into OneDrive. And I will say that I didn't really totally understand what OneDrive was in the beginning, but they promoted Google Drive because Google Drive was free, and Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides was free as well. But OneDrive is free, so you can use OneDrive for free, and you can use scaled down Microsoft Office versions for free as well. So here we are in Google Drive. This is my Google Drive account, and I just wanted to give you a tour. They also give you the opportunity to upgrade if you want to, but I'm not going to. And this little image here is Gemini. So Gemini is actually in the Google Drive, and Gemini is the large language model that is used by Google Drive. So this is settings, and you can upgrade your settings as well. And so on the left hand side of the dashboard, you have the filing system. So you've got home, and then you've got My Drive. So under My Drive, what I created a folder called Collab Notebooks. And so basically, if I create anything in Google Colab, I put it in Collab Notebooks. You have Creator Studio, and then you have Google Slides. So these are slides that I have made in the past. I haven't used Google Slides in a long time, but I've made Google Slides in the past. So these are some of the Google Slides that I made a long time ago. And they're slides, and what they are is they are just presentations. I also have a folder for my boyfriend's work, and I keep his work in my Google Drive. He has his own Google Drive account now, but he's not really that proficient in it. And that's why I've made this course, because he's weak on IT, and FedCap should have sent him on an IT training course, which they never did. And if they sent him on the course and he didn't do well on the course, then at least they would know that he didn't do well on the course and he needed support. But they didn't even send him on a course, so they don't know that he needs support. I think they know that he needs support, but they just didn't want to put forth the effort to get him the support that he needed, and they didn't want to document the fact that he needs support. And that's one of the problems that my boyfriend has, is it's not documented that he needs support. Because I know somebody who does have a documented learning disability, and when he was unemployed, which was a few years ago, the job center sent him on courses, and one of the courses that the job center sent him on was an IT course. And I know that because I helped this person with his CV. And since I helped this person with his CV, I know that one of the courses that he attended was an introduction to IT course. Well, in between the time my friend was unemployed and attending courses. And my boyfriend, who's self-employed and is being told by the job center that he has to apply for jobs, that it's not good enough for him to be self-employed now. They didn't send my boyfriend on any IT courses. And so they didn't even try. I mean, I tried to get my boyfriend to attend an IT course, and he told me that if he wouldn't be able to work if he was attending a course and he needed to work. And then he told me that he'd taken courses in the past and it was just awful. It was just no good. He didn't do any good at it. And I don't know if that was the truth or not. I don't know if he was just saying that just to try to get me to be quiet. But anyway, it worked. I stopped pressuring him about taking courses. But then, several years down the line, the government has changed their policies and the government has moved the goalpost. And the government is telling my boyfriend that they don't want him to be self-employed anymore, that they want him to get a job, get a PAYE job. And then so basically, they haven't sent him in any courses. He's been with the job center for 2 years now. And so the first year he was with the job center, they didn't do anything. They were just harassing him to get a job. And then the second year, they sent him to FedCap. And FedCap didn't do anything either. FedCap just sent him on a workshop for confidence building. But even though they know that he is weak in IT, they're not sending him on any IT courses. So this is his files that I've done his tax credits for him, as you can see, but the government does not have tax credits anymore. They phase tax credits out. And because they phase tax credits out, now I do his monthly earnings. And so I have a spreadsheet with his monthly earnings, and that spreadsheet is actually on my browser, a tab in my browser. And the reason for that is because every few weeks we update his earnings. So we've got something here called computers. Okay, so it says changes will sync automatically, but I'm just in my regular computer. So we'll go back to home, and then you can see in the home drive, in the center of the home drive, you can see that the files that I've been working on. So the file that I have called up on my browser now is my monthly earnings. The blog post that I did last week was statistics interview question: when is the right research hypothesis the same as the alternate hypothesis? And that's something to do with statistics. And then the other files that I was working on was Explore Statistics with R. That is a Google Colab program that I used to make a course. And then a research hypothesis as well, which is another Google Colab program. So you can see here, just like in OneDrive, you got this little square with 9 dots on it. So you click onto that square with 9 dots on it. And so what that will do is that will tell you all of the Google applications that you can use. So we're in Drive. So we've got my account called up. I have 2 accounts really. If I wanted to, I could have 3 accounts, but I've got 2 accounts really. I've got Google Drive. I've got Gmail, which is the equivalent to Outlook. I've got YouTube. I use a lot of YouTube because I'm making this course on YouTube. Got Gemini, which is the large language model. I've got Maps. I don't use that very often, if at all, but you can use Maps. I've got Search. That's your search engine. I've got a calendar. I've got news. got photos. I've got Google Meet. Now we're going to be exploring Google Meet in a collaboration lesson. I've got Translate, I've got Vids, I've got Sheets. That's where you have your spreadsheets. I've got Docs. That's where you've got your word processing. I've got Slides. That's where you've got your presentations, and you've got Google One. I'm not sure what that is. Shopping, never use it. Store, if you want to add an app to your computer, you can. I have a Chromebook, so I can probably update it to my Chromebook, but I'm not updating any Google apps on my Windows computer. You've got Finance, and that's where you can check your finance. You can check stocks. Got Keep. Got these other things that I don't really use them, but you can use them. Got Contacts, Travel Forms, Books, Chrome, Password, Blogger. I made a blog one time. I did actually use blog one time, so you can make your own blog account in Google if you want to, and I did actually do that one time. And you've got a wallet, you've got a notebook, you've got task, and you've got screen recorder. But I don't use the screen recorder, and the reason why I don't use the screen recorder is because I use the Samsung screen recorder, which you would know that if you had watched one of my earlier addendum videos. So now that I have given you a tour of both Google and OneDrive, Google Drive and OneDrive, so you know that these are two cloud computing services that you can use, and every time you upload a file to the cloud, and that file will be automatically synced and updated. So I do have to say that I like the look of OneDrive better than Google Drive. But it's up to you what you want to use. If you want to use Google Drive, or if you want to use OneDrive, or if, like me, you want to use both. Both of those facilities are available to you. So that concludes this video. I've given you a tour of OneDrive and Google Drive just to give you an idea about it. And then so if you don't have a Google Drive or a OneDrive account, this is a perfect opportunity to get one. So when you call up Google Drive, they'll ask you to either sign in or open an account. And so you need to have a Google email address to get Google Drive, and you need an Outlook or a Hotmail email address to get OneDrive. And then so if you have an email address with Google or Outlook, then you can get a Google Drive account or a OneDrive account. Now my email address is a Hotmail address, and that's because I've had it such a long time. I've had my Hotmail email address for 30 years, and I'm still using it. And Hotmail was actually bought by Outlook, and so that's why they don't have Hotmail email addresses anymore. But I guess if they let the people who had Hotmail email addresses keep their email addresses. So that concludes this video. Thank you for watching this video. I gave you a tour of my Google Drive account and my OneDrive account. So if you don't have one and you want to get one, you know what it looks like and you can get started. And good luck in the future. My next video, the next lesson that I'm going to make is going to be on cybersecurity. So I hope that you decide to watch the next lesson as well.